Welcome back, friends. Today I'm going to show you how I created this effect that looks like text is made out of lines, so stay tuned. All right, so I am starting off this design with a YouTube thumbnail, and that is the size of 1280 pixels by 720 pixels. And I'm going to start off by creating the design that I'm going to be placing inside of the letters. So I am actually going to go to Elements, and I'm going to grab a line in my Shapes section, and I'm going to place that on my workspace. And I'm going to start off by rotating my line to 90 degrees. Now, if you have a problem rotating lines, all you have to do is go to Position, and then in the bottom area of Arrange, which is right here, you can just set the rotation. But anyhow, I'm going to grab that line, and I'm going to move it right over to my edge here, and I'm going to make that longer. And I'm going to make it about 6 pixels in width. So I'll come into my lines and I'll change the line weight to 6. Now, if you want to change the background color, now would be the time to do that. I'm going to leave the background color as white because I'm going to be downloading this design as transparent, so you'll be able to see right through the lines. It's now time to choose the color of our line, and don't worry if you change your mind partway through about what color your lines should be. It's a very easy fix. So for this tutorial, I'm actually going to go into lines, and I'm going to, just for the sake of showing you how easy it is to change the lines, I am going to choose a blue, but that's not the color that I'm going to use in any case. So I'll change it to blue. And I'm going to grab that blue and I'm going to make a copy, and I'm going to stick it right next to the other line, but I'm going to grab it and I'm going to change the transparency to about 29 or 30%. And I'm going to grab these two now and I'm going to make a copy, and I'll just place them a little bit apart like that. I'll grab another and I'll just keep going and making copies until I've got a nice thick line like that. So now that we've created our lines on this side, we're going to grab these lines and we're going to make a duplicate copy, and we're just going to move it and rotate it horizontal so that we can do the other side of our design. So I'm going to grab it and I'm just going to nudge it right up there like that. And I'm going to resize this so that it fits on my whole page like this. Now, if you're just using one color to create your line fill, then this would work perfectly. So I'm just going to grab that and I'm going to update the line weight to match with the other lines, which was 6. And then I'm going to grab this and just make a copy and copy it all the way across like I did the top part. All right, so this is what it would look like with the color blue. Now, I'm not going to use one solid color for this example, but I am going to show you how to change the color if you made a mistake, because what I really want is to use a gradient. So I'm going to select everything, and I'm actually going to go into the color chooser. I'm going to come down here and I am going to choose this color here. And I'm going to go back into the customizer and I'm going to add another color. So I'm going to add a lime green like that. And I'm going to bring the color chooser all the way to the top to make it really super bright. Now I do want to start with a red, then go to orange, yellow, and green. So I'm going to move my yellow over in between my orange and my green, and I'm going to add another color. I'm going to add a red. And I'm going to move this red to the front. And let's see what that looks like now. So I'm just going to close this up and I'm going to click outside and we'll see what that looks like. Now, for the top part here, this is fine. But unfortunately, because our letters are not as wide horizontally, we're not going to see the effect of this gradient here turning to red. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this and I am going to crop those lines to about here so that we actually can see that effect when it happens. Now I've cropped it and there is going to be a little bit of space over here on this side, but I'm okay with there being a little bit of space there because we're not going to see that. And plus, my plan is to download this as transparent. But if it does matter to you, then you'll have to open up a new design and create your lines in a new design that's maybe square in ratio. So what I'm going to do now is just make sure that my lines are still 6, which they are, and I'll just press outside of that box, and I'm going to take this design and I'm now going to download it as a PNG transparent. And if you don't have Canva Pro, then you can use BG Remover if you want. If you're okay with the background being white or it being a set background like black or some other color, then you don't even need to worry about downloading it with a transparent background. But I'm going to download this one with a transparent background so you can see what happens in the next step. So I'll press the download button and I'm going to create a new page. I'm going to come over to my elements section and I'm going to start placing letter frames on my workspace. So I'll start with E. I'll search for an F. I'll search for a C and I'll search for a T. I'm going to grab these. I'm going to make them a little bit smaller so that I can work with them on my workspace like this. And I copy my F and copy my E. Place it here. I'm just going to grab these and I'm just going to grab these and I'm going to make sure that they are spaced evenly. So I'll just tidy them up. I'm now going to drag them and make them a little bit larger like this. And I'm going to grab my image, which I downloaded, and bring it back into Canva. So here it is. It is uploading right now. It's done now. And I am going to make duplicate copies, 5 to be exact. And I'm going to start placing them right inside my letter frames. And once I'm done doing that, I'm going to double click on the letter to access that image. And I'm going to reposition that image so that we can see that effect that the lines has. And, you know, of course you can rotate them to get different effects. And you can have a little bit of fun with them. And for the T, I'm going to double click and I'm going to rotate it so that the vertical area is actually horizontal on my workspace like that. Now, You remember I was talking a little bit about the background, so let's see what happens when I change the background to black. So this is the effect of those lines being placed on a black background and with the frames being transparent like this. Now, if you did want to add some kind of a solid color in behind those frames, then simply just duplicate it like that. And you can add another color, like for example, a gray, and then you can position that frame in behind so that you can get that solid secondary color behind your letter frame. But I'm going to leave it like that because I like it. Anyhow, that is just about it on how to place lines in letters or how to make letters out of lines. If you learned anything in this tutorial, press that like button and subscribe and turn that notification bell on so that you are the first to know when new content comes out. And if you want to learn more about Canva, join my YouTube channel membership. I go live every week to teach my adult learners what they want to know. So for now, my friends, I will say bye-bye. Until next time.